Hello, everyone. I mentioned about research respondents or respondents of the study. That's the variation. Another variation is research subjects. You might ask, what's the difference between research subjects, research respondents, research participants, or participants of the study? If you're going to give questionnaire and you're going to let the participants answer, then the term that is appropriate is what we call research respondents or respondents of the study. But if you don't as any response from the participants, then you're going to have research subjects or research participants. If the design is experimental, either true experimental or quasi-experimental research design, the term is research subjects or subjects of the study, participants of the study or research participants. Why? Because you don't ask any response from the people involved in the study. So that's the difference. Researcher respondents or respondents of the study, if you administer a questionnaire and then you ask the responses of those different people who participated or who will participate in the study. If you're conducting an experimental design where the study does not involve the responses of the people involved or the persons involved, then the term is research subjects or research participants. So here's an example. Research subjects. The subjects of this study were the 2003 BSA graduates of the JRMSC system, whose majors are English, Filipino, mathematics, social studies, and physical education, health, and music. This study included all of the 121 graduates who took the licensure examination for teachers on August 31, 2003 in Cebu, Zamboanga, Cagayan, and Osamis cities. Table 2 shows the distribution of the subjects according to their major. So table 2, distribution of the 2003 BSA graduates of the JRMSC system according to major. So the first column is major, second column number of graduates, third column number of graduates who took the LET, then the last column is the percent. So we have English 26, the number of graduates who took the licensure examination 24, and the equivalent percent is 92.31. Of course, you know the basic math on how are you going to compute the percent. That is actually 24 divided by 26, then times 100. So you get 92.31%. Then so forth and so on up to social studies, 29. And then the number of graduates who took the LET is 27. And the percent is 27 divided by 29 times 100, so 93.10%. So you can find the last row total, 130. Then number of graduates who took the LET, 121. And the percent, 93.08. That's 121 divided by 130 times 100, so 93.08. Remember, in the last column, you don't need to write the percent in all of the numbers. The symbol percent is only found in the heading part. And then since the data are taken from different sources, because there is no questionnaire in this study, then the sources of the data are actually to be indicated. And you have to remember that there are two kinds of sources of data. We have the primary sources and then the secondary sources. I assume you know what are primary sources and what are secondary sources. If, for example, I collect the data from the participants themselves, so we have that primary source. However, if you collect data from a database, like I collected the data from PSA, I collected the data from the registrar's office, then that's secondary. So if you directly collect the data from the participants, that's actually primary. However, if the data are being collected by someone else or being deposited in a certain office, and you get the data from that office, then you are actually looking at secondary data. Sources of data. The data that were used in this study come from multiple sources. Grades in general education, professional education, and major field subjects were obtained from the students' transcript of records in the registers of the JRMSC main and Katipunan campuses. Student teaching ratings were obtained from the directors of the student teacher supervisors of JRMSC main and Katipunan campuses. Let review ratings from the directors of the different let review centers. JRMSC college admission test scores from the JRMSC system director of admission testing and evaluation, and the lead ratings from the Commission of the Professional Regulation Commission in Manila, or PRC. So that's a variation on how you're going to write the participants of the study or the research subjects, and with the inclusion of sources of data, which in the format that I have given to you, the sources are not actually being indicated. However, if your proposal or your dissertation or your thesis is actually looking into data from different sources, you must indicate the sources of the data. Thank you very much.